So today we are looking at substitution in algebra. Now we need to be able to substitute into algebraic expressions. Now algebraic expressions we've already looked at. We know that an algebraic expression is the language. Hold on, I'm just going to put my light on just so it's a bit better. There we go, that's a bit clearer. We know that an algebraic expression is where you've got your letters, numbers and symbols in a form of algebra, okay? And the expression as it's written to start does not yet have an equal sign or an inequality sign or an identity sign. So we know what an algebraic expression is already. But what about substitution? Let's think of it in terms of sport. When you take in basketball, you take one player off, you put one player on. In football, you take one player off, you put another player on. In netball, you take one player off, put another player on. So you're all used to doing this within games. However, in algebra, what we're going to do is we're going to take a letter out and we're going to put in a number. Now, as ever, we always have to follow the rules of BIDMAS. So let's have a look at this carefully. And indeed, when we're finding the solutions for these, always the solution will be numerical. We will always get a number answer for these types of questions. So we are told some key information to start. We are told that x is 5. We are told that y is -9. And we are told that z is 2. Okay? And this means that these letters still follow the rules of algebra, but for this next set of questions, they're no longer a variable. We actually know what the answer is to each of these letters. We need to find the answer for the whole expression. So let's get started. First thing we've got here is 5x. Okay. Now we know from algebra that when we've got a number and a letter written together without a gap, it means multiplication. So we're going to take the 5 and we're going to multiply it by what the x is. And the x in this case is 5. So that first 5 is the x value, and that second 5, what we're multiplying it from, sorry, the first 5 is the 5 that we're multiplying by. The second 5 is the x. So we've got 5 times 5 is 25. Lovely. Let's have a look at this next one. Again, we've got a 2 and a y written together without a gap. So we've got 2 multiplied by something. What's the something? -9. And then we are going to add 4 to it. So, as always, following those rules of BIDMAS. Do we do the multiplication first or do we do the addition first? Brackets, indices, divide, multiply. Right, so we need to do that multiplication first. So that 9 or -9 has come from the y. Okay, just colour code that completely so you can see where we're going. So it means we have to do this part first. 2 times 9 is 18, but it's not just 9, it's -9. So that is -18 plus 4. Starting on -18, we're going up 4, therefore we get -14. Okay, right, next question. That one's run into that one. I'm going to just put a line there so we can clearly see the difference between the two. So this time we've got a z cubed and -8. Now we know that z is 2, so we can take that 2 and put it in there. Cubed -8. So 2 cubed. Now when you're raising something to a power, it means multiplying by itself. So we've got 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So we've got 8 minus 8 gives us an answer of 0. And actually it's worth mentioning now that with algebra, you've got to get used to simple negatives. 0 is perfectly valid answer as well. And in this next one, you'll see another type of answer. Final principle, xy over 10. Now we've got to multiply x by y and then divide by 10 because the line goes over both all of x and y. So we know that x is 5. We know that y is -9. So we've got 5 multiplied by -9 all over 10. 5 times -9, so do it that way so it's easier, because I'm going to do the 9 times table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's 4 tens. 5 units is 45, but because it's -9, it's -45 all over 10. -45 divided by 10, well, if it was just 45 divided by 10, it will be 4.5, but because it's minus, it's -4.5. And again, you can get whole number answers, you can get negatives. We've got the neutral answer there as 0, and we've got a negative decimal there. You can get all sorts of answers. Now, as normal, here are 4 questions for you to have a go at yourself. Pause the video, work through your answers, and then check back in with me. We have A as 6, B as -2, and C as 10. Okay, so let's go through this. And again, I'm going to colour code, not because it is going to get me any other marks, but by colour coding I can see what's going on. So I'm going to say A is red. I'm going to say B for brown. And C, I'm going to go green. Okay, so I get no marks for doing that, but what it does is it helps draw the eye so you can clearly see what's going on. Okay, so we've got 3 and A. 3 times A, but we're not writing A, we're writing 6. So we will get 3 times 6 is 18. I'll just colour code that 6 so you can see the link there. B, 4B plus 5. So it's 4 times B, but I'm not writing B, I'm writing -2, and that is B plus 5. 4 times -2 is -8 plus 5 -8 plus 5, so we're going up, so we're going to go towards 0 through 0 and up, so -8 -7 -6 -5 -4 -3. C to the power 4, so that means we've got C times by C times by C times by C. Now this time I've written it out in full. You can do it in short version, as I've got here, or you can do it on the long version. It doesn't matter which way around you do it, just means it's easier to see. 10 times 10 is 100, times by 10 is 1,000, times by 10 is 10,000. So 10 by 10 is 100, times by another 10 is 1,000, times by another 10 is 10,000. Oh, missed green off a C there. Okay, so we've got AC over B. So we know that A is 6, C is 10, and because they're written together without a gap, we are multiplying all over B, which is -2. So again, I'm going to put my colours on there so I know where it's come from. Again, I gain no marks by doing this, but it helps develop my understanding and my reasoning. So we have 6 times 10 is 60 all over minus 2. So 60 divided by 2 is 30, but because it's minus 2, the answer is minus 30. So all the way along, what I've done is I've colour coded to help develop my understanding, and I've taken the letter out, put the number in.